6:06, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Okay, roll call. Teresa?
Here.
Rhonda?
Here.
Iris? Susan?
Here.
Michelle?
Here.
Danielle?
She's coming.
Is coming in later. Eve is on. Randy?
Here.
I'm here. Jenny?
Here.
And Scott?
Here.
Iris is also on.
And Iris.
Cannot be found.
And Iris. Oh, Iris, that's right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so is anyone excused?
Not
so
Sage
far.
said they're gonna try and make it.
Okay. Also present are Angela, the AIPP administrator, Eric Mason, our beloved museum director. Sean is here on time, thank you.
Hello, Sean.
Great to see you. And
Even if you're not on time, it's okay, but.
I thought you did amazingly well. I was expecting you like 7:15 or something.
Really?
Okay, because it says right on my notes, Sean will be late.
Well, I thought so because of a different situation, but
Okay,
it's rectifying itself.
okay. Do we have any public invited to be heard? Okay,
Nope,
seeing
game's
none. Okay, next is the minutes for November 20th. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Make
Okay.
a motion to approve.
Teresa, second? Okay.
I was scratching my head,
I'll
but
go.
then.
Let's
bring it on up.
Okay.
Well, sir, you edited them, so.
Right. That's
Okay.
right.
All in favor, and this is for approving the minutes from November 20th? Any opposed?
6, 7, and I didn't see Iris. Did you see Iris? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so 8.
Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions?
That was one abstention.
Okay. Okay, so the November 20th meetings are approved as written.
Thank you.
Are there any additions or corrections to tonight's agenda?
Yes, I added item 16 at the bottom, commissioner comments, which is a usual thing, and I'm gonna let you guys adjourn tonight, so we'll have it at 17.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Otherwise, we all have to spend the night in the
I know.
council conference room.
Get real comfortable.
Okay,
Housekeeping.
housekeeping. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to designate the city's website as the official posting location for 2026 AIPP agendas. So this is just kind of a formality, but we do need to endorse this or approve this or something like that, designate this. That on the city's website, our agendas will be posted. Does anybody want to discuss this?
Just a quick question, is that same as where they're posted today and we just have to?
Yes, so according to Colorado Open Meetings Law, we have to follow all of the timelines. And not only when we send the agenda to the online portal, we also send a note to the city clerk's office. The city clerk then posts it here in the Civic Center, but the official place to find any city agenda as well as council is through the online portal, or through the portal online. Yeah, so that's just city clerk business, but we have to do it every year.
Okay, so we have some housekeeping that is like first of the year type stuff right tonight. These are pretty pro forma, and there's not any changes from what we've done before, not really. So this is one of them. So do we have a motion to designate this city website as the agenda posting place?
I move to designate the city's website as the official posting location.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rhonda.
Do we have a second? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, everyone in favor? Let's raise your hand.
8,
These two,
9,
yep.
10.
Okay. Any nays? That's
That's all.
10 is total, right?
Yep,
And no
total.
abstentions. Okay, that passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay, next housekeeping item to designate this room, which is the council study session room at the Civic Center, as the official location for 2026 AIPP meetings. We can return back to the museum when the museum is like ready for us. We could do it in the middle of the year, but for right now, we do have to designate that this is our place. Does anybody want to discuss this? Does anybody want to ask Eric anything about when we can?
I mean, you're welcome to come back anytime. The regular meeting room is available. We will have our parking lot back probably by late spring.
Okay, right, good to know. Okay, any other further comments, questions? Okay, so do we have a motion to designate this room as our official location for 2026?
I move that we designate the study session room at the Civic Center as our official location for 2026.
Okay, thank you. Second? Okay, all in favor?
6, 7, 8, 9. Iris? 10. 10.
Okay, all right. No abstentions and no negative votes.
Can you abstain
You can abstain, I mean,
for purposes of conflict?
typically, so in a minute situation,
Oh.
if you're not present,
Oh, so
you would know if those minutes were, you know.
Okay.
Now, if we ever ran into a quorum issue, I mean, it's not a conflict of interest, but that's that. For abstaining for this, I don't think that there would really be conflict. Someone would just vote no if they didn't
Not a
want to do
problem.
that. Sorry, was that?
No.
Every once in a while,
I'm
we
like
have a round of
thinking as I-
abstentions for various reasons, but most of the time it's either a conflict of interest or
Right.
somebody's appointment to the commission is pending, but there's still, sometimes it
Yeah.
happens.
I would say though, Sean, for clarification, if it were some situation where there was conflict of interest related to something we were purchasing,
Then somebody recuses themselves.
they would then recuse themselves from the item and have to leave,
Right.
and then the vote and the discussion, and then they would be
That was
invited
just
back.
my question. It came up on a different thing last night. So
Yeah.
just trying to make sure.
No, that's a really good question. And it's a good reminder also of abstentions versus also recusing. That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next item is the ordinance amendment, which came up before council on Tuesday night, so Angela will tell us a little more about this.
Yeah, so this is the work that Scott and Michelle did at the beginning of last year of recommendations to modernize the ordinance. And in that were 3 pieces. Your formal recommendation that went to council is printed out over there, and I sent it to you, but if you are interested in looking at it again, there it is. The 3 differences or changes rather is the definition of art rather than just being visual art. It also is encompassing some more modernized terms of what public art can be. Also, it is the attrition process from this board, from a 15-person board down to a 9-person board, and that is over, right now the attrition process is set up for over a 6-year period of time. And we can talk about that further if you're interested in what that looks like. But nobody's looking to be fired or anything, right? And if people are still interested in joining our board, then obviously people will still be joining our board. But that's to get it more in line with the other boards, cultural boards similar to this, as well as boards here in the city. And then the third one is to increase the allotment budget, use of budget for temporary artwork. That's things that we have contracted for under 1 year, to go from $7,500 to double to $15,000. So I did have one council person member send me some clarification questions prior to Tuesday's meeting, and then it was on consent agenda, so no presentations or anything like that, and it passed through consent agenda. So our second reading, because it's an ordinance change, all ordinance changes require a second reading, will be January 27th. And so we'll be there again, and if you're interested in coming, by all means, but again, no presentation, it's just on the consent agenda. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions? I know it's been a long time coming, and thank you, Michelle and Scott, for your work. That's,
It was excellent, I mean, just in terms of, I mean, it was just very clear and well-written and just really very well done. So thank you.
Great.
Thank you all for that.
We can't take all the credit.
Well, we can if we want to.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I see.
Come on, Michelle, take some
It's preventing you from taking all the credit. This kind of stuff is so important, but, you know, it can be really tedious too.
difficult.
all of that to say, as well, when and if ordinance does change, then it will be necessary to then change and update our guidelines, bylaws, right? So I think we'll start with executive team as task force to go through that, but just know that that will be coming to you as well. I can resend you present guidelines if helpful, or you know, we can just send it when this comes back up. Cool. Thank
Okay,
you.
Great. Okay, now we get on to the fun stuff, our ongoing art projects. Okay, the Cool Stop update.
Oh, you want me to do it? Oh, so Eric's under contract. His first installment is underway. It's been distributed, so he'll be starting fabrication, and then the next conversations with us will be structural engineering. So once we get an understanding of what the structural will look like, then we'll enter into the concrete and site preparation phase. But he said late spring, early summer, if everything goes well. Knock on wood. If we could get some moisture right now and it doesn't happen in the spring, like that would be great. It's a great time to pour concrete right now, oddly. So that would be one of those things that could potentially delay. And Eric, as we know, is from Louisiana, so you know he's probably being a little ambitious on his timeline, but it seems fair enough. So yeah, so on we go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, by all means.
I missed the last one. Do we have just a photo?
Yes. Yes.
I'm excited to see
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, because since we've been under contract, or now that we're under contract, I can share it further, but, hold on. What's, this thing's not, nope, not a good one. Yeah. Oh. Here's a good one. So it's called Sunbelt, and it has this ombre situation of coloring. It does have perforations. Let's see. That's actually the best. Oh no, this one's better. So it has these perforations. Risk management is not worried about climbing, and mostly because the location is not near a jungle gym or something like that, so it's intended use. It's at a bus stop. It is a bus stop and such. And so then this is the intended location at present at 3rd and Martin. And he did a really great job, I think, of assessing the sun pattern. So the perforations then will have that dappled effect in shade throughout time. And then the plan for distributing information related to extreme heat will probably be QR codes that then will funnel people to the sustainability office here and the climate information for the city. So if anybody from a residential point of view needs cooling solutions or is interested in learning more, it'll be and you're not going to be able to miss it. So that's pretty great.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to see it again.
Yeah.
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 It is really great though.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Every time I come down Third, I just like I come down in that sad little bus stop. It's gonna be, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be, it's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, and every time I've passed it, somebody's sitting there or standing there. So yeah. So this also, Jenny, is I don't think from the digital rendering it shows it very well, but they're offset, right? So yeah, you won't whack your head when it looks like the other one. Like you whack your head when you walk right into it, you won't whack your head. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Well done. Okay.
Okay,
On we go.
next item is the Hotel Longmont mural update. Okay, I'll do this
Yeah.
so far.
All right. Here we go.
The garage is coming along, and the LDDA, which is the Longmont Downtown
District Authority.
District Authority, who's in charge of this project.
Yes.
Actually, we are finding out now that we may have twice the amount of square footage to put a mural on than we thought. So this is, what Angela tells me, is that this may be as many as 4,000 square feet.
It's a lot.
It's a beast.
And so the LDDA does understand when we crunch the numbers that some of these locations, like this down spot, like some of it, this is north, there'll be plants and such along here, so this won't be so necessary. And there'll still be a base color or such, if you will. But maybe some of this lower area might be more of a pattern, and it will complement some of these larger faces. But I bring these to your attention because these are the ones that LDDA said, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about that? And so I came back with, okay, well, here's the blueprints. So here's what we were planning. What about that? What about that? What about that? And so we're getting there. So they have they sent it to their project manager, and their project manager has confirmed the square footage. So now I just need to plug in, recheck in with the LDDA, because you'll remember that these dollars are theirs. These project dollars are theirs. And make sure that we're all copacetic, and then that call for entry will go out. And we have a task force, right?
Did you have a question? Oh.
Actually, I thought I did, but
Oh,
thank you
okay.
for, I answered it within my own head.
I like that.
So would there be just one artist, or with that big space, could there be more than one artist?
It'll be a singular artist.
Okay.
So the space is, it's not like some murals where there's a very large face. So a composition, you could have multiple compositions of a very large space. It's these thin, skinny minis.
Okay.
And then even to like this ramp that goes up to, that's where the hotel parking will be. So that's not for public use, but even some of these, those are like the B plan. So they would love those to be part of the mural project. But so when it comes to it, we learned from the Boulder County Housing Authority project that some of those skinny minis, it's hard to do figurative work that reads well from afar.
Yeah.
And so picking someone who understands how to do complementary design, has a good eye for palette, and then can address some of these faces that actually are very publicly visible. This one is facing the Civic Center, so it's facing east. So when you come out the Civic Center doors on the west side, you're going to see it straight away. Yeah, so there's a lot to consider with that one. Yeah, there's all of this, but then this is the west facing, so all of this is in the alleyway. And now there's this new trash enclosure that we talked about. So 3 of the faces of the trash enclosure are facing public space, but the other side is not. So the determination was that either the composition for this front will match the other side, so the public's not missing anything.
Okay.
But that's also a B plan, and this is they're all this is mostly poured in place concrete, and this is different. It's a more porous. So the primer is just in details. The primer on this will be different, but all of those expenses are LDDA
Okay.
through us because they have to. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so our task force for that is Scott, Jenny, and Randy.
Yep. So you,
And
we'll,
then-
we once the call goes out, we start.
And we have
getting
community
Okay.
members already, right?
No.
Or- no, well, okay.
No, because everything falls when the call closes.
Okay.
Then the schedule fills out. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, any more questions or further discussion? This
Is the
good.
call out?
No.
No.
When does it go out?
As soon as LDDA confirms what the budget is now that the square footage is twice as much.
Do we have any idea if, like, the mural would be complete before or after the hotel is operational?
That's a really good question. They would like it to be done by the end of the year when the hotel goes operational. The good thing about mural artists, and something that could be considered by the selection panel, and it will be up to them, is whichever mural artist is chosen, or a question for the finalists, how soon can we get into your work schedule? And if they, they can start right away. It's not like anything will have to happen. This thing will be built
Right.
by the time that painter could really start right now if they cleaned up their job. But they're getting close. I mean, like, this was a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
It's looking
Sounds
way
like-
better than it is. And this is all of this is all filled in. There's a lot more concrete that's poured now. So
Cool.
yeah, I think the big thing will be liability, right, of the workspace, because this will require a lift, whereas a lot of this would have been scaffolding or ladders. It's a new site now, so there's all kinds of other considerations. But
So
we'll work around it.
the one in the upper left, are we looking at the Los Arcos?
Yes.
That's what we're looking at? Okay.
Yeah, and that was a good, so this piece up here, which is now poured, was intended and we knew, but this one was not included, and this is between this curb and the wall is about like 2 feet, but it's one of the largest faces available. So yeah, that's Los Arcos, and so down right is west and upright is east. So as you pass through there, it'll be a portion on the, whoops,
Oh, Daniel.
okay. Yeah. Yep, good questions. So, I anticipate you'll be seeing that this is out very soon. Good questions.
Okay, so as we move into this one, since this one may come up pretty soon here in terms of selection panel and so forth, there will be a selection panel training meeting,
Yes.
and that will be required, of course, for everyone on the selection panel, but everyone else is invited and really should attend too. It's really good. I mean, I've gone through selection panels a couple of times now, I'm still learning. It's kind of an involved process, but it's really good to be part. And also, there's parts of it that we can help with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just because you're not on the selection panel doesn't mean that you aren't involved in the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
The other bit is if you are not able to come to the selection panel training meeting, I did a Zoom recording. I tried, so I can send it to you. I think it helps. And then I made a timestamp so I can say, if you're having trouble with the login, go to this minute and it'll help you through. Because you'll remember the first time you log in, if it's been a while, that program just is like Fort Knox. Is like, will not let you in unless you pass. I'm thinking Monty Python.
Right.
Questions, right? Okay. On we go. So yeah, any questions asked about mural stuff? All right. Well, the reason that everybody comes to talk today is, oh my gosh,
Art on the move.
Art on the move. I'm just gonna jump straight in. Is that right?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So every year, once the loans are coming up to be passed on to the next place, I do reach out, of course, to the artists and ask them their purchase price just for your consideration. That does not mean that you have to purchase something. That does not mean you should, square peg, round hole kind of situation. But if there's something that the commission is particularly interested in, now is a good time to consider it. That said, one of the stumbling points that we've had along the way is purchasing something and not having a place for it. So I would say if you all decide to put a purchase on the table for next month's agenda, that there's a task force then developed to do the citing work for that. So we're purchasing something and also we know where it's going to be cited. These programs for the Art on Loan are out for all the other communities, Carbondale and Lafayette and things. So some of the artists may have submitted these for loan elsewhere. They may choose to sell it to us, and the time might be, well, it goes on loan somewhere else and then it comes back, those kinds of things. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I sent along, of course, the, it's so bad. I sent along the criteria, and all of this comes from the guidelines. So, the quality is a big one for us, the permanence consideration. What does it look like for maintenance over time? Diversifying the program is a part of our mission, of course. The elements of design you just can't ignore. And then the style and nature. So taking into account all of those aspects, especially thinking about if there's something that you like where does it make sense for it to go, is an important part of this. So we're just going to flip through real quick to see if you have any questions or discussions or to advocate for something. And remember, we try, if there's something that you really do dislike, maybe if it comes up as potential, we'll say that, but other than that, we just keep those little love nuggets to ourselves. The hate nuggets. Love nuggets can come out. Hate nuggets can stay in your heart.
This is our training, being diplomatic.
I know.
And it's
I'm not good at
it. No, I think you're real good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny?
Do we have any feedback from the public on anything that they love and would miss? And
We have not.
Sometimes we do.
We have not asked.
Okay.
Did I
So-
chime in?
From a precedent perspective, we have not asked.
Okay.
I don't know.
I sometimes think that that's kind of the role of you guys, to be that feelers out there in the community. When people say, how could you possibly put that in, and that sort of thing, and you hear it over and over again, then people all of a sudden go, and you get that feedback, and that's the critical part, because we probably don't want to go out looking for negative feedback, but you being part of this board and your circle of friends and neighbors and relatives and whatnot and coworkers probably give you some feedback if once they find out, oh, you're on that board, and then they say, I hate that piece, and I don't know why you people keep it around. And there'll be more, and that's where we often find it from the public point of view. They'll tell you what they hate right off the bat, and then they'll say, oh, but okay, I do like that other one.
Yeah. I think that is what exactly happened with, I gotta move you guys on over. So our bear, Ursa Major, this was being purchased right when I came on board, and it came off loan from Longmont, and then the artist put it in Lions. And so Longmont residents on their way to Estes started coming to the commission and said, why is our bear in Lions?
Our bear.
And so the commission was like, ding, ding, okay. So they contracted with the artist once it came off of loan. There was a purchase agreement, et cetera, et cetera. And then COVID hit, and we got to learn how to install really heavy art in a social distance perspective.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun. This piece, Jade Wendell's, Colorado Marble. He actually is a Longmont-born artist and still works in northern Colorado. And so You don't have a lot of Longmont artists represented, and also stonework, no marble pieces. So this is something that you purchased, but it was taken off loan before you purchased it, and it is really heavy, so it's in storage and needs to have a home. And then Grip, Larry Felton's piece, is also another, it's your second real piece of stone. This is limestone, also a Colorado artist. So this is sitting in St. Stephen's. It doesn't need to move, but when we move this guy, we're gonna need a crane. And when we need a crane, if we gotta move some things, it's a good time to do it. And then Uptown over here is now right in front of the firehouse. Selfishly, I don't know what it is about that building and this piece look really good together, but this came from Safety and Justice, you'll recall. And it also, of course, was an Art on the Move piece that then was purchased. So there are precedents for Art on the Move to be purchased, but keeping in mind that diversification of artwork in the collection and all of those details. Yeah. So you don't have to make a decision tonight. If something did come up down the road, there's always time to purchase something down the road, but I always ask this time of year.
Rhonda.
I'm just also curious around, like, are there designated spaces within the city that are in need of art? I mean, how do we determine that, I guess?
Sure. I think that if we created a task, if something came on board and you say, you know, I was thinking about this and the rec center would just be a great place for this. If there is not infrastructure, we put it in. We talk with the staff there. We, you know, everything with the asterisk of internal review, and then, yeah, I think that's just, you know, kind of part of knowing the collection. If you had questions about a different park or things, we can just talk about it. But
Okay.
yeah, that's a good question. I don't think that's a straight answer, but yeah.
Eric.
So we have Protector in storage.
Correct.
Is there any other pieces currently awaiting a permanent siting?
Nope, there's the CI.
I want that in my yard. Okay, well.
You want to make it a city park?
Well, and
I
this
can keep it until we find a better place.
right. And this is actually a really good example of the internal review and the challenges and opportunities of working with people in other departments. When this piece was purchased, an idea was to put it with a firehouse, because we had a number of firehouses that came online, and it's called Protector, and it's Colorado marble, and there was something really lovely about that. And we were looking at what infrastructure things would happen, and I think the conversation got a little bit out of control instead of sitting around the table together, and the fire folks were like, no, thank you. So I don't think anybody really saw that coming. But such that it is, fire stations and all city property is, you know, something that can be on the table if we work with our partners. So that's how we, I guess, would
Okay.
look.
All right, so like any public city spaces or any of the city buildings, those are all potential sites. Okay.
So, keeping in mind about our diversity thing, I think this is interesting. Angela and I were talking about it. We do have some of these artists that are up here are also on our potential for purchase list. Jody Bliss also did.
Hold on. I actually put slides together. We had
Okay,
talked
good.
about it,
All
so
All right, go.
maybe I'll just skip on down. Sorry guys, I'm just sticking over there. Yeah, so here are the 5 pieces that are available for potential purchase. So Jody Bliss is opening up, is currently in St. Stephen's, and it's a $12,500 value. She did not come back with like a purchase price and said, if you are interested, we could talk. Gregory Fields, it's a value of 5150. Of course, he received a stipend and has an offer going forward for 3150. Same thing with perforated basin for Joe. He said it's 9,500 and he would be willing to talk if you would like to purchase it. Butterflies within a butterfly. This is not where it is sited now. You know that it is at Kensington. I have some not great pictures of that, but I'll show you. It's valued at $4,000 and she would sell it for $2,000 and include installation assistance if it's relocated. And we'll talk about it a little bit further. And then Thoughtful Minds, Charlotte and Ben Zink is $12,000. She's offering it for $6,000. So I know I'm like a TJ Maxx kind of person sometimes, so I know that sometimes that value and price, but thinking about, again, your mission, diversification, geography, all of those kinds of things, I think that's where we need to start the conversation. So with that, go forth. Here's the Jody Bliss piece. What you were saying. Here's the other
Okay,
piece.
so
we
Jody
don't-
Bliss did
Oh,
this,
wow.
the Butterfly Pavilion. This was,
right.
chosen by the selection panel a couple of years ago, and it's a really beautiful piece on Lake McIntosh, on the north side of Lake McIntosh.
Yeah.
And so we do have a piece of hers already, but this piece is so different from this other one. Still, I don't. Okay.
So then, I mean, you can see the elements of similarity. We'll just go through them all first, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
You can see the similar hand forged steel, which is fairly incredible. She's a Colorado artist in the south area. So that's that one. Gold.
We've had a couple from this artist during Art on the Move also. I think his stuff is very nice, whimsical, mixed media. It's got ceramics and metal. I think we all are charmed by the bugs and animals and stuff.
This
I think
artist
it's
just
cute.
did a very large installation at Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Oh,
If you
really?
go down there. But yes, you do not have a piece of Gregory Fields in the collection. So there's that one.
And he's offering it at a pretty reasonable price.
I didn't put this on here.
It's on here. Oh, don't.
No, I meant on this. Yeah,
Right.
3150.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's offering that at $31.50. And then, okay,
So
the
there's,
perforated basin has been popular there on 4th Street. And it's an interesting piece.
pedal power.
Oh, they're done by him? This is
Mhm.
done by him? Okay. These are the bike racks that are at various public buildings around the city. There's one not too far from here in Roosevelt Park that's bicycle shaped. These are powder coated metal things you're supposed to park a bike on.
There's two of them. There's one at the Memorial Building and one at the Senior Center.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we have the butterfly. This piece, my opinion is that this piece is the best piece we've had in the 3rd, in Kensington Park on 3rd. It's really good proportions. It's really good. It's sighted well. It just looks good, better than anything else we've had there.
This is the only picture that I have, and it's very unfortunate, obviously, because we're installing it. But I would say, yeah, certainly go and see it. But it's visible from 3rd, or just looking down.
Yeah, and it does have. Does it have the solar powered lights that are actually working?
I don't
think
know.
they're
I mean, they would be
functional
up
right now.
here. This square has the, what do you call those lights? Festoon lighting, thank you very much, that sometimes don't allow the solar to work. That said, this
Oh.
is very dark, I imagine. But I haven't ever seen them.
It slightly moves in the wind too. It's got a little bit of kinetic thing going,
Yeah.
and it's very interesting because it's got butterflies inside of butterflies.
I would say this artist did say that they would assist with installation assistance if it's relocated. Just putting it out there. That location is, well, it's great. That plinth needs to be redone. So it is mild steel that its day has come and it has got to go. So if we did have to, or if this was purchased and this specific space was chosen, it's gonna have to come down it's gonna have to probably get poured, get a new plate, and go back up, so.
Mm.
But it's no big deal, it's just, it won't just get a stay.
Right, we
Yeah.
can't just leave it there, it has to
Yeah.
be
Correct.
maintained a little bit.
And then here you go, are the two
More rows.
pieces.
They're
So-
already in the collection.
Yeah.
What's that?
So these are already in the collection.
These are in the collection, yes. So the Lumiere Park piece from 2012 is Revan's piece, and the piece outside of the museum, New Dancing Moon 9, is part of the collection. And speaking of this, I guess it's also worth noting, as we're talking about reciting Uptown, potentially Grip, or potentially Uptown, potentially Grip, putting protector in. If you ever find a space and you're like, oh my gosh, that piece would just look fabulous there. You want to move it? You want to move this? You can move things, it needs to be conversation and internal, all those kinds of things. But
Just hook up your truck.
Yeah. You can just like
Taking this.
yeah. So, while it's permanently a part of the collection until its day comes when it's no longer, fits or needs to go away, it's falling apart or such, we can always consider moving things.
I think that piece is perfect outside the museum.
Yeah, I like it.
And luckily, with construction, I didn't have to move.
Yes.
Okay, and then, sorry, thoughtful minds of Charlotte and Ben, and their pieces are the markers, points of view along McIntosh Lake, which you can see the very clear aesthetic.
And a lot of
symbols.
people have her stuff in their yards.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
very well known
Yes.
all over Colorado, really. But her
Yeah.
stuff is really great and it's whimsical.
She designs, he fabricates,
Oh,
and no, they're artist team. Berthoud. Which is probably why you see a lot of it around very close. Makes sense. And so with that, yeah, I think it's just a
Is
open for discussion.
there a budget or like a limitation on how many we could purchase or?
So your budget for art purchases this year allocated is $150,000. That said, the fund balance is at 1.1 million.
Oh,
Revenue every year is about $500,000. So, if you were to decide to purchase or commission new things and it wasn't budgeted, but we have 150 for this year, then we just go to council and ask for appropriations from the fund. That said, looking at the work plan that you all have discussed for this year, I think we have enough in our current budget
okay,
to accommodate purchases.
okay.
It just releases that funds that are already collected.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah, again, it's just kind of one of those things for consideration. So, in the name of making sure we get community feedback, that's why we wouldn't make a decision here today. We would make a recommendation for this to go onto next month's agenda, so then it gets out into the public. Y'all need to speak to people about, hey, we're thinking about this, go and see it. And then if they're interested in talking about it, they come back as public invited to be heard next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
No,
don't know if
fine.
this is an appropriate question, but
It's okay.
I don't even know how to ask it really.
It's
Is
okay.
there a situation where, like, in a private collection, you would buy something that you knew might appreciate because of the artist? Is that ever a consideration for us, or is it, because you mentioned Greg Fields, and like
Yes.
I just didn't know if that had any bearing at all on how we make decisions about our pieces.
No, that's a
Sounds
very
like
good
a lot.
question.
That is an interesting question.
I got this in this space.
And the outdoor, the public art too takes a little more wear and tear than something that you buy for investment.
Yeah.
Yes, so
For
that's
sure.
certainly how it's different.
Yeah.
So from a city, we insure things perspective, right? In time, if it makes sense to look at Greg's work, and I do this fairly regularly, I would like to say annually, it's a little more than that. We revisit prices and then change the insurance value. Right.
Okay.
So from a city investment, city obligation of funding, that would be, I guess, where that might happen, but I'd have to talk to risk management, but he likes it when it's appraised, or we've done that research. Hidden paths and unseen trails, we had to take that piece out. I point at you, sorry, like it's yours.
It's in my office now.
Right. You know, we had to take it out of the museum, we had to crate it, we had to store it, and there was a liability door-to-door policy that needed to happen for the insurance. I had to go in and look at how long it had been, decades, since we had looked at what the cost of etched glass was. It was significantly more than what we had it insured. So all that to say,
Kind of.
if you decide in the future to purchase Greg Field's work, chances are it's going to cost more than that because of his recent commission. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But I would say from a best practices perspective, we don't purchase things then to sell them for operations funds. That's an AA. That's an AAM. No. So no.
Yeah.
That's not why we would collect.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good
I don't think we've
distinction.
ever sold
Auction.
a de-accessioned artwork, because usually they are at a point where they are really no longer art by the time we de-accession.
They're moldered.
And that we have a de-accession policy, and that's
Right.
not part of it.
Yeah.
It's back to artist or destroyed.
Right.
Yeah, that's good question.
It is a good question, though.
If we end up with a Picasso.
Maybe-
We had staff ask if they could take it home. I was like, no.
That's why we have an ethics
They should
code
use
now.
It's like, no, we actually do have to destroy it. Sorry about that, which is not a fun time. So, yeah, all that said, open for discussion.
Okay. Anybody else? It's fun to spend money that we already have.
Yeah.
And some of these pieces are all fabulous, if you ask me. It's really, the biggest question is where we're going to put them, because we do not want to put them in storage.
Yeah.
And we had some discussion at executive committee about the plinths on 4th in front of the firehouse, that we have kind of in mind a unified project where all the plinths would have a similar kind of thing on them. We have a little brainstorm going about this. So I'm not sure that putting them on 4th is really the solution either. Although we could put them there for a while, I guess.
So, there had been a conversation in Art and Public Places, the meeting, about that becoming, if you purchase things and you place them, and making it more cohesive. And it wasn't for, I think, for Art on the Move specifically. Like
Right.
some things would go there and then they'd end up staying there. And then those pieces would be complementary to each other. Uptown's there because we needed to put it somewhere and safety and justice was happening. And we had a crane and we're moving on out. But that's, not a permanent home for it. So you all can discuss, certainly, if the intention of 4th Street is not to be specifically for Art on the Move. You also do have, you've got a spot in front of the, I should bring this back to you. You have a spot in front of the rec center. There was a spot in front of the museum. I don't know if we put, we talked about it. I don't know if it ended up happening.
I don't think it's in the plans, but there are several spaces and planters and so forth that could have a plinth.
Yeah. Then the Kensington Park piece is a big one. And then, of course, very much temporary, not permanent, tree grates along Main. But because of the infrastructure of those, we would never install something permanently on
But
those.
St. Stephen's is still.
Yeah, in St. Stephen's. Though Downtown District Authority and the Creative District seem to be programming that a lot more. And previously, this group had talked about visual clutter.
Yeah.
But yes, there's 5 or 6 in there. So
There's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on.
And I just, there's a picture of the butterfly piece in St. Stephen's, and I thought that just did not show it well. It's just too crowded up against that lamppost and the other hanging lights and, anyway.
I agree. Where it's at currently is really a beautiful place for it, and that park, it just kind of brings your eye to it.
It
So
does
I
elevate
agree.
that park quite a bit, yeah.
I have a question. Within the city's development and infrastructure, are there being areas that are being developed where they're putting in plinths? You know, for example, along Kaufman, where we have more areas where we can spread the collection out.
Sure.
Is that happening?
So with Kaufman Street, they expanded those spaces, and so within a regular street area, we have to fall into the easement, which means that from an ADA compliance perspective, there has to be the certain amount designated room. So that, you know, Kaufman wouldn't have been one of those things. Generally, we would want to place something on city property or within an easement, and I don't know of the transit center. That will be in the future.
You know, I think somewhere like that would be a pretty logical spot.
Yeah, but
And
as for
certainly could be, we, in the planning of it, could allow spaces.
yeah, so we do have a connection with planning. Of course, Melanie, who used to sit on this board, is within that department, and then Grant is.
And then, like, for example, around this building itself, there's really no art or plinths around here. Would that be
Yeah.
an opportunity?
Absolutely, we can print one.
Okay.
We talked about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
corner of
Yeah,
Emory
right here.
and, yeah, across from Safety
St.
and
John's.
Justice, yeah, or,
Mhm.
yeah.
St.
Right.
John's, right here.
Yeah, on this corner, so we had talked about that.
Okay.
And right now it's grass, so we would just
Right.
make sure that it was elevated enough so the sprinkler doesn't hose it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
this space out here, I mean,
Can we
Does it
do
just
something
ignore
in
that thing?
yes, so that planter has been discussed. It wouldn't be temporary, it would be
Sure.
more.
It'd be something we could put
Permanent.
something permanent in. For example, protector. It would be a wasted space for it, but
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this is getting a little weedy, but this building specifically has significant weight limits.
That's right.
So
That's
while we had loved the plaza outside to the east, we are not allowed to put anything up there. So on ground, around is one thing,
But
but
not
like in,
space.
Yeah.
I
and we
remember
can't paint because there's things that melt ice, and this
Sure.
building, the library, that whole plaza is unavailable. So, but then like a little bit further out, closer to the street, is possible.
that.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
good
Thank you.
question.
Thanks for kind
Yeah.
of giving ideas as far as where opportunities would be
Right.
to place things.
Yeah, I think we would want to start with a couple, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless it was like it should go here. Start with a couple ideas and then fine tune. Yeah.
The library director is very open to at least listening, but they can't put anything, not anything like this can go in the library.
No.
Only like a 2D piece or,
Sure.
you know, something that goes on the wall.
I really like the one on the far left, the Julie Bliss piece, but
I
it
do
seems
too.
to almost call out that it needs a gardeny sort of
Yeah.
locale. And
Yeah.
I don't have anything in mind right now, but it
Yeah.
seems like that would be.
Could it go into-
And
in
the
the
scale
rose
has to
garden?
be right.
Roosevelt is very full and it has a lot of public art.
Yeah.
The Rose Garden Part 2?
The Rose Garden was a memorial,
Oh.
because, yeah,
So it's been discussed with the Parks and Rec, and they pointed out how much public art is at Roosevelt.
Okay.
There is a lot
Mhm.
all around.
Right.
Roosevelt, obviously.
But we have-
And over by the senior center.
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
but we've been doing, what is it, 8 parks in 5 years, sort of thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there are new parks coming on,
Yep.
and we don't know what, the need will be there.
Yeah, Nino Gallo.
Nino Gallo, Dog Park Number 1, which is named Dog Park Number 1, is going to have a plinth
Someone
put
should write a
in.
song
Needs a
called
name.
Dog Park Number One.
It's called Dog Park.
I know. All of them are, there's 1, 2, and 3. None of them have names.
So, but it could end up being the Butterfly Dog Park, or the, I don't know. But there will be concrete
Okay,
poured at
that's
Dog
good
Park
to hear.
number 1. That's happening.
Outside of the run area?
As the entry going in. Sandstone will be coming on board, and that will, if it could be a project of its own, or plinths could be poured.
Mm.
Okay,
Hover Acres Park
okay.
is coming on board. It has no public art at present.
Ooh, that's
Um,
a
No,
surprise.
it
The
has,
only park in all of town that doesn't have
it has a shock box.
it. Okay.
It has the
It
frog.
does.
It has a frog.
It does.
Yes, it does. It does. But that project manager has said that the crosswalk on the south side is really, really dangerous, and there's a thing that goes
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
And so the discussion had been something on the road to help people.
Of a neck down piece that,
Yeah, that one's tough.
But
Okay, what about the plinth at the Waste Diversion Center?
yes, that is also.
That's another one that's available. It does take a particular kind of thing.
Yeah, it gets lost there.
It got lost, something got lost there before, but I don't know, maybe Charlotte and Ben's piece could go there.
And again, if this goes back to the artist and goes on loan, and the perfect garden space comes about, we can always go back like a bear kind of thing.
Maybe over by the fairgrounds where they have kind of the public gardens. I don't know. Might get lost there.
By Rogers Grove.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot over there.
It'll fit in there though.
It almost needs to be a
Fit in
spring
over
garden.
there.
Yeah. Or even the bigger one, the butterflies within the butterfly might be nice over there too.
So I think what we can either talk about the rest of all of the pieces, or if you would like to eliminate any of these from the conversation for the table for next month, I think that that would be helpful. And then go forth and think about citing, ask me questions about citing, and then we can come back.
So I just have some comments
Please.
regarding the opening up and also the butterflies within butterfly. We got a lot of butterflies, you know, in terms of we kind of look at
Yeah.
trying to kind of be more diverse and not repeating themes, and especially with the piece that's over at Macintosh that has all of the butterflies within it. So I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like that would be a little redundant to have more than one of these here. And as beautiful, I love both of them, but again, kind of what we're looking at is having kind of a more diverse representation, I would say.
and the butterflies right now is over at Kensington Park.
Oh, off of Rothrock. So off of that south side. Yeah. It's really noticeable from Third.
From Third.
And it's really the first piece we've had in there that as you pass it, you see it, it actually dresses up that area. Most of the time it
I
gets
just think
lost.
about, community feeling like, we're not taking one of the coolest pieces and taking it out of there because it's like going, well, that people feeling like once you take something that's really unique like that and cool, that, you don't deserve that type of thing. It can come across that way, even if that's not the intentions.
If you did want to get feedback, though, we could do ye olde, well, social media, obviously, but the garage sale signs in the turf, like, hey, do you love this? If it's going to be on the table for Art in Public Places next month, that could be a way of someone who is interacting with it on the regular
Like
to
a
get feedback.
planning sort of thing. That's
That-
probably wise.
That would be a really
People
good
do walk
idea.
out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And anything along Fourth, we could do the same.
Yeah.
Yep, I think if we do one, we do all.
I agree, which means that we won't take them
Email
off the table
answer
right
that.
now.
That's why we have AIPP app.
This means you're gonna have to book that room over there.
Well, they can just
Yeah.
call in or send a note in, right? We don't do-
Yeah, we'll just-
We could put a QR code on it.
Yeah.
And then we could give us information that way.
I will say that there is some artwork that we have had through this program that from, a standpoint of maintenance and for perpetual maintenance are not included on this list or were not brought to your attention, and there's a reason why. But we still would put that information, are you interested in this piece, maybe for part of the collection, on all of them. And even if someone said, I really love this piece and I want to keep it, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I agree,
Yeah.
for all of them.
Okay, so
Okay, so the next item really is to pass a motion, to make a motion, let's see if we want to pass it, to add the direct purchase of some of these artworks, some or all of these artworks at the next meeting, February.
and there probably should be some sort of caveat in that motion of adding some public notification.
With provision that we will get feedback from the public, or?
It would have to be pretty calculated.
I think what we, well, maybe this might be an overstatement, but I think what I heard that we have agreed on is that we want to ask the public about all, to put public feedback signs in front of all of these and inform the public that we are considering purchase of these 5 pieces.
So is it just these 5 or all of the art on
We
the
have to put it on all.
Or do we say a
Why?
piece, then
Why
we're
would we
not
have to
saying
put it
all
on all?
5?
I mean, if we're not considering purchasing it, why would we say we're considering purchasing it?
That's true.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
You're the commission.
But yes, up to you. If you want it on all.
Maybe, I feel
No.
like, are we like unearthing a little bit of why we haven't asked for feedback
Yeah,
before here?
sounds
This feels
I
like
think so. Or an artist would
Can
see
of
a
worms.
sign in front of one and not theirs.
But to Sean's point, you applied for this role because you have vested interest in adding dynamic elements to the community and considering the neighborhood that it's in and the dynamic aspect of it. I mean, it is. You drive by it, it is. Just that one, but you're the experts in this, so.
Is there any other piece that anyone can think of that you would want to have on this list from considering purchase? Okay, then I think we should just put the signs on these 5 and say that Art and Public Places Commission is considering purchasing this. Do you
But
have
to-
any feedback?
But to Eric's point, if you're not considering purchasing all of them, do we need to put it on all 5? Or do we just put it on the one that you really are bringing back to the table? I don't know, I'm asking.
So we could narrow this down tonight then.
Just on the table that we're talking about.
That would be ideal.
Okay.
And what do we expect to gain from the feedback too? I mean, I'm all about feedback. I think I'm just trying to see
Right.
maybe what might be expressed.
Are we trying to head off this
or-
little kerfuffle about the bear? I mean,
Sure.
but the
That's
bear
what sounds
kerfuffle
like.
was actually useful.
Right,
Yes.
right. I changed
Right.
course.
You got the bear.
I just think it's part of public health, public art is, I guess it is healthy too, that's right. But I guess, in my opinion, I do think that public feedback is valuable. And especially, right, so there could already be attachment to, say, butterflies within a butterfly within the neighborhood. And if we were able to, so we're at least acknowledging, hey, we get it that we put this piece in your neighborhood so that you can interact with it, and that there's some discussion within the community of whether we're going to buy this or not. So
So maybe the messaging just needs to be more directed. The purchase of this happens in this meeting. This meeting is an open meeting and has a public to invited to be heard section.
That's
If you have,
That's-
please attend this meeting.
Yeah.
If you have questions, contact me. And then if someone's like, I can't come to the meeting, but I have feedback, here's the feedback. Because from putting my policies and
Right.
procedures,
Yeah.
that's a procedure. The purchase comes through this open meeting.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think with direct
I like that.
messaging, rather than what do you think?
Yeah,
When we
totally.
get all the not so good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That-
It's in fact, please come join us. Are you a
Perfect.
vested, interested
I like
party
that.
like we are?
Right.
Come talk about it.
Right.
Perfect. Yep.
I mean, I'm just thinking about one of the pieces that was purchased, the original site for that piece, the people most vested were probably not consulted as closely as they should have been, and that piece ended up having to get moved because its original location was very unpopular among a group. So if that had come out before, it would have saved a lot of time and pain.
That was before my time.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think I don't think that we can anticipate every little
uptown.
mess.
But I hear what you're saying, and I actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love feedback too. I think I'm just looking at it from the perspective, right, like you said, of procedure, of precedent plus what
Right.
we feel like is
Right.
healthy and valuable. Like
Right.
what we want to open up this process to.
Yeah.
And I agree that getting it more directed would bring people who care versus like just invite trolling maybe
Right.
of it in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
why is
There'll be
the
some
city
of
spending
that.
money on this?
Yeah,
Which,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, it's just,
You know.
you got people that are like,
That's
why?
what they do.
Tyranny, you're spending money.
Yeah, but I like the messaging that you
That's
just
Okay.
articulated.
Yep.
That sounded really
I
good.
agree.
That's what this forum
Okay.
is for. Yeah. And that leads into the opportunity then to perhaps garner some of those people for selection panel.
Absolutely.
So
Nice.
actually is
Oh, there you
win-win.
go.
Recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually.
Get them while they're in.
Absolutely, absolutely, sign here. Absolutely.
Okay, does anybody have an idea about what this motion should say?
What you said.
Motion to add the direct purchase of to the February agenda with the provision of messaging for neighboring community of agenda, meeting time and place. Any questions?
Perfect.
Made by.
What's the process if you need a larger space? Like, let's say we get here and we go, oh my goodness. Maybe you've gotten a lot of feedback, people, you anticipate a larger crowd. Maybe you need the senior center space or something like that. What's, or maybe the upstairs,
Yeah, the mezzanine.
which
Memorial
might be just,
building, that
which
room-
might be better. I mean, maybe you don't through the waters. You just say, hey, we moved from this
And just go up there.
there and just go there.
I think we would just
Yeah.
make an impromptu
We-
decision and we would
we
say,
would
wow,
move
this
to
is a
another
lot more
building.
people, let's just move the situation.
I agree.
And we could
I'm
probably
looking
fit a
for
lot of people
capacity
here
number
standing.
somewhere.
Yeah.
We've
It's-
never had that problem.
I'm just saying, it seems a little strange with 15 members. You never had that problem.
Selection panels, though, are
Yeah.
more widely attended.
Well, and if you had your own space before, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah. We had a much smaller space before,
Here?
when we were upstairs in the museum.
Downstairs.
Oh.
Downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Downstairs,
Downstairs.
you would only
Downstairs.
be
We were
downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that one side.
I mean, I could look and see if that room is available if you wanted to move next month's back there. Just depends on.
I think
I
we see
say
what
we pivot if
happens.
we need to.
Yeah, let's see, we can move them out to there.
If we get a lot of emails suddenly, that
Yeah.
might pique our
I'll forward
consideration.
anything I get if it's directed to me. Usually it's through the portal, and then it gets forwarded to you anyhow.
Sound good?
We can use this room for pitchfork and torch storage while we're going there.
Your matches at the door.
Do we want to narrow any of these guys down?
Yes.
Yes.
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Just say, I
Blurt it out.
I would say if we're gonna cut any, it would be perforated basin.
Same.
I was just
Agreed.
about to say that too.
And
yeah.
I would also consider thoughtful minds.
Me too.
I
The
like-
cut,
I
cutting,
like
we're
thoughtful
talking about
ones.
cutting, right?
And spiral of life.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't cut spiral of
I would
life.
keep the 3, opening up spiral of life and butterflies within butterflies.
I like thoughtful minds myself, but I think it can be really a cute and interesting impact in some place or another. And possibly in a park.
How big is it?
It's like 6 feet tall, right?
Yeah,
Well,
when I
it's on a
stand next to it,
platform.
it's taller than I am.
You can
Now
tell
granted, the
it's
plinth is
car,
18
4.5.
inches,
Mhm.
so yeah, 4 or 5.
Oh.
It's taller than a car.
But it's
Yeah.
on, an 18-inch plinth,
Mm.
so it's up almost 2 feet, right?
Probably 4 or 5
That's
feet.
really cool.
Okay. So maybe we've narrowed it down to just 4 then.
Yeah.
Taking out perforated.
That houses everybody.
Yeah.
4 seems like a lot. If we're
Okay.
not planning on buying 4, and then you invite the public in, and then they do what we just did here, then what do you do?
Good
We want
point.
everything.
And then postpone it to the next month and then we make our own minds.
The other piece
So why are we
is,
going through this then?
a lot of these artists,
They're
if
fair
not all of them, have applied to other art on loan
That's
programs
okay.
with these pieces.
Right.
So if we're gonna buy one, of course, I'm gonna go to the artist after this meeting and say, hey, you're on the agenda for next month. And then you don't buy it, and they don't loan it,
Right.
I don't know.
You kind of took an opportunity from them.
You might end up in a situation too where it goes on loan to the next place, and then you don't get it until after that loan's done.
Which gives
Which
us
is
time
really
to
a-
put per
yeah.
cliff, so that's really not a
See,
big
I
deal.
think that would be fine because we're still thinking about where we're gonna put it.
Right, that's not a big deal.
It would just be contract business that I'd have to take care of, it's no problem. Yeah. She laughs.
Britt knows more about that than we do.
How much time it takes up, I'm sure.
Are
But
we,
yeah.
are we trying to get ahead of them loaning them off somewhere else, in a sense, by talking about it now?
I just always do it because of the efficiency of
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you purchase something and then it stays here
It's
and then you
just
decide where
done.
it's gonna go,
Yeah.
then we move it once. If it goes away and then we have to bring it back, you know, then we take it out and bring it back and we move it
A
twice.
lot of installation fees.
These ones, oddly, don't weigh very much, right? It's a snap the weld, grind it down kind of situation, apart from butterfly within a butterfly. And even that, we installed it in not very long. It was not a difficult installation. Unlike some of the things we've purchased before, actually all 3 of those, the bear, I mean, they're 1,000 pounds, right? So these are easy to move. Not that should make your decision, if that makes sense. But it's the time of year I always bring it up.
Yeah, but we're still trying to decide where we're gonna put them. So I think it kind of buys us a little, especially if we have new parks coming up or.
Devil's advocate, if you have new parks coming up and then you're like, I buy this for this park, then you don't go through the process
Yeah, right,
of,
it doesn't work.
it doesn't always work. And I think Susan's right. I think that just putting things out there just for putting it out there just to see if people are interested versus this group interested in the thing and finding a really great place.
We just have to ask ourselves, which of these are so remarkable in our community that we want to hold on to them?
Yeah.
And I find it interesting, we started off with 2 being mentioned a little bit, and now we're up to 4. It's like, I find it hard to believe that we can't live without 4 of these.
Should we vote?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Should we vote on all 5?
Just because you
Show of
like it
hands?
doesn't mean that it should be a part of our collection, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's the hard, that's why I feel like I'm sitting here just like, huh.
Well, you might
Like the whole
put
time.
some new stuff in with your new,
Well, that's it, we're gonna bring more
But
in.
that'll be
Then
next
you
year.
Which of these are so remarkable?
It's a good perspective.
and to Angela's point, you could let it go and then go, You know what, in retrospect, that would look really good at that
Yeah.
hard. Let's see if we can chase that back down.
We
Yeah.
did do that with,
Bear.
with the bear and also the marble piece, Jade's marble piece.
Yeah, that was a Angela learning curve.
Okay.
Those
Well,
happen
especially
about
because-
once a year.
Especially because it was so heavy and hard.
But I will say, if Butterflies Within a Butterfly comes out of Kensington, that plinth is gonna be replaced no matter what. It has to.
And so we will replace the plinth is going to be replaced no matter what.
Nothing
so
will go in there until
if
that's
we-
done. Yeah.
Okay, why don't we just vote then?
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Show of
Let's
hands,
just.
top 3 wins.
Or, no, or a majority, right?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we should just
No.
kind of consider.
Where's the chocolate?
Yeah.
I know, right?
We need that for voting. We vote with chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean's not been accustomed to
Can we
chocolate.
possibly remember what we did without our chocolate?
So is that plan of attack?
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So opening up, we should bring back for consideration, knowing that the artist might be like, no thanks, I'm gonna put it on loan, and we can talk about purchase after the next loan, right? That will be a part of this. Okay, so, opening up, should we bring opening up back for purchase? One, okay.
And we're going top 3,
No, we're
Or-
voting up or down on all of them.
just up or down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Spiral of Life by Great Fields.
I know this is hilarious after all this.
I would not have anticipated or picked that.
A perforated basin.
Nobody.
Butterflies Within a Butterfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
One on
8.
here.
Yep.
Okay.
Did I get that right? I think I got that right. And then, oh, sorry, y'all.
It's all right.
They're not actually
Yeah.
moving when you do that.
And then
Then you
thoughtful
can just
minds.
Whoa.
Well, let's just.
See, you just don't
So
know
let's
what's
do
going to
that.
happen.
That was so much
Everybody
different than our
butterflies
discussion.
to stay where they're at.
It almost
I
goes
would
like
add
that though.
those.
So thoughtful minds, I don't know if that I got that.
I think 1.
One.
Well, it seems to me that then you don't bother with the. State the obvious.
Wait, just commit.
For future reference, let's start
Boy,
with
we were
the
sure worried about putting those, notifications out
We have to just put them up and then we all meditate, then we vote.
All right, so for clarification, I'm going to contact Revan, let her know that this is going to go onto the agenda for February.
All right.
I am also going, we do need a motion. I am also going to put messaging out for the neighborhood, letting them know about this meeting, and then it's going to be on the agenda, and if they have the questions, to ask for me in 2 languages, in garage sale signs and also on social media.
Mm. Nice work.
A motion?
Nice way to.
My motion
Yeah.
for that.
So moved.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Is there a second?
Does everybody know what this
Rhonda
motion
seconds.
is?
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Rhonda seconds. Okay.
That's funny.
This was a great conversation. Sorry, I love talking about
I think we got overwhelmed though by the. It's like the money's there, but then the possibilities are like little infinity signs, and then it's like you add on top of that. Do you want to commit to a lifetime of maintaining this, and or is it
Ah.
diverse enough? Is it what we want to represent our city forever? And then you kind of freeze a little bit.
That's right.
Thinking about all that. That's kind of
That's true.
Yeah.
how I
That's
felt.
We're just warming you up for the selection panels,
Yeah.
right?
This is a
Okay.
very good summary.
So you need to vote though.
Okay, so all in favor of this motion, which I hope y'all understand what the motion is.
I got a good idea.
Eight.
We just made it a lot easier.
Mhm, so I did.
All right, all
Good thing
those
we voted.
opposed?
Any opposed?
Any abstentions?
We should clarify. Eve and Iris, are you agreeable? Yes?
And Danielle.
Yes. Yes. And
Is
Danielle?
Danielle-
Oh, Danielle's
Oh, I
yes.
didn't actually.
Yes,
see
Okay.
that.
Yes. I've been looking.
Okay. Did Daniel vote yes though?
Was that a yes, Danielle?
There you are, Danielle.
Yes.
There it
Okay.
is.
just keeps going. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was 11, because we're all on board, right?
Okay, that was 11.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you all very much. Oh my goodness.
It was circuitous, but it feels good.
It does feel good when you, and you know, kind of that feeling like when you made the right decision.
Yeah.
In the end, even though you don't know exactly how it's going to work.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
Gosh.
All right.
Can I just let them go so we can see? Can you see them
yeah,
all?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. It's too much.
You don't, yeah.
I'm tired.
You can move that little black spot.
Okay. Little out of order, but
Next,
yeah.
Longmont
Next one.
Museum project. Another big thing coming up here. Okay.
Yes. So officially, dollars from the CIP project for the museum, 1% is being contributed to Art and Public Places. So that said, of course, the mural project has got to get out first. But a mural project and a sculpture project are two very different animals. So we're ready to move on, get this project started. So what we are going to need, a reminder of what it is. So we're looking at, this is the existing building. So this south-facing bits and this west-facing bit. So this is facing Main Street, and this is facing Quail, and of course the courtyard is here, so it'll be very visible from this side, and it'll be very visible from Main Street. And even if this gets developed, you'll still be able to see it quite well. I should be able to tell you what that square footage is, but I can't. So the recommendation for the amount of space is between 100 and 150,000 based on other projects that are of similar size and scale. Timeline, supposed to launch then, an installation here. It's going to be probably, launch winter of 26. Installation depends on fabrication, obviously. Yeah. So, wrong way. So to move forward, an allocation from the budget will need to be put into place, and then also 2 task force members for this project. You will be working very closely with staff, of course, and probably the call for entry will be a big part of the requirement for this one, is just reviewing that with Eric. So just going to say out loud, I'm starting with anyone who has not served, and I went back to the past 3 years: Susan Jaggers, Teresa, and Iris. Other than that, everybody has been on one or is on one presently. So I'm looking for 2, so I thought we would maybe start with you 3 and see about your time over selection panel.
Iris and I did the cool stop. That doesn't count.
We were all on the cool stuff.
Okay.
We didn't do
Alright.
like a selection panel.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure.
That's a good question though. So I guess I should talk about time commitment for this one. It'll be similar to the mural where we'll do the training, so there'll be that portion of it. And then applications will cap at 100 viable applications. You'll have a couple of weeks to go through all of those applications with a matrix of deciding. You'll grade those. Then we get back as a selection panel and go through a short list to narrow it down to semifinalists, 3 to 5. We'll talk about what that looks like. Then we pay the semifinalist to come and do a presentation. That presentation, I think that this one might go in front of the community, or if there's mockets, they could go on display. But then the presentations, then a vote for which one goes under contract. Fabrication, installation, dedication, perpetual maintenance. Someone asked me about doing a mural here instead, and murals these days are about a 20-year lifespan. I think we're really looking to get like 40, 50 years out of whatever is installed. From an identity point of view, I think this is a big one. But if we do it right, no one will ever say, is that the rec center? Or point at the rec center and be like, is that the museum? So, yeah, it's been a kind of a long time coming, but it's an exciting project. So, looking at.
So is it where the little shed is right now?
Yeah, that's AIPP storage. So it would be like along this wall and this one,
Okay.
and we've talked to architects about putting in lighting. Granted, it might be after the fact, but they said it was possible. This is a water from the roof that comes down, and that will continue to be there.
Mhm.
So whatever it is, that will be a big consideration of the composition and how it's installed to make sure that it covers it up or it hides it a little bit or,
Works around it.
yeah. And then in this rendering from the architects, this shop addition did not happen. So these sheds will remain in place, or they might move, or I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
And I'd like to as well.
Okay. Cool. Iris, what is your schedule for being in town and such?
Well, you know what, I'm confused. First of all, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we talking about doing a mural? I thought you just said that wasn't gonna be last long enough.
No, we'll be doing sculpture.
A sculpture, and it will be down by where that little shed is?
It will be on the building. So it will be
On the building.
up here
Okay.
at the top above
Okay.
the awning, and then, in the space that is looking west. So, and depending upon what it is, it might be something sculptural that dribbles down, or, I'm not a sculptor,
Okay.
but it could go up and,
Right. Okay,
give it like a mohawk or something.
Yeah. Okay.
A dribbling mohawk.
A dribbling mohawk.
It's fine with me if the other few people want to do it, just because I feel like it's really harder when I'm gone 6 months out of the year. So I'll be involved in any way I can when I'm there,
Okay.
but that's fine if somebody else does this one.
Okay, so if it's okay with the group, I think I'll start with figuring out what the scheduling will be looking like for this one. There'll be evening meetings. Let you know kind of those dates. And then Iris, you can be like our backup, and should something change. Does that sound good with the group?
Okay, and keeping in mind, there's places for us all to participate on these selection panels. And there's all kind of roles, including picking up ballots and doing all different kinds of things, keeping time and so forth. And also, even if you're not on the selection panel, the way Angela runs it, everyone gets to say their mind. Everyone gets to speak and contribute. So,
And as much as you can come to those and participate, it's
fun, and it's fun too. Okay,
So there needs to be a motion made.
how much you want to allocate?
Yeah, allocation for this project, and I didn't show examples of what this could look like because I think that some of those artists might actually apply, and I don't want to give you confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Oh, that looks great. Let's do that.
Good idea.
Thanks.
So, sorry. So I know that doesn't help you when you're like, oh, a similar size project for how much? I just, trust me when I did the research, and between 100 and 150 would be appropriate. All of that to say also, you do have this budgeted for this year. So those funds are absolutely available.
So the 150 to 150 has already been allocated?
Correct.
Okay.
For 2026.
Okay, so the
in
motion should
2026.
be, we'll just put 150, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, we may as well.
I
We
say,
don't have to spend the money.
I say go 200.
That's
I
how
like
you
to
get it to go
spend
to.
money.
I like to spend money too.
Yeah, I like to
Look
spend
at all the money we just saved by not buying.
Right?
You can also do an up to, a project up to.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
you know, you might have someone who says, okay, well, for 150, I can do the elements on this side, or like this tiny corner and this tiny corner, you know, versus someone who could do a project and it will cover all of it, and it's 100, you know, they do have to do a 10% contingency no matter what. So whatever number it is, less 10% off the top. Now, if they don't spend that contingency, you know, it goes into their pocket. But 15,000 is nothing to shake a stick at.
Oh, yeah. But it's also easy to run over that much for sure, especially on a big thing like this.
And in this day and age, 10% contingency is actually, it's kind of light.
Really? Okay, all right, how about up to 150?
And there needs to be a motion.
Okay, so I move that we have a budget of up to 150,000 for the art piece that will be going on the building of the Longmont Museum, or
Okay.
the Longmont Museum building.
Okay, secondly?
Nicely done.
Okay.
Who did you get? We got Scott and Jenny.
And
So
Jenny.
all agree.
Oh,
All right.
We all.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. Any abstentions or nays? Okay, I don't think so. Okay,
All right.
maintenance update.
I'm just gonna cook, I'm going. Okay. One of the other things that we have coming up that's really important is you may know that there's been a lot of work along St. Vrain because of the river flooded and made a decision that it doesn't want to go where we told it to go. And so our friends are going to be doing a lot of remediation work, which includes taking out and removing listening stones for sure. And then details of nature, which is to the east upstream a bit, maybe. The project manager and I went and walked it, and she is doing everything she can to avoid even moving details of nature, and I think that might be the case. But there's no way. So there's 2 ways of going about it. We can remove the pieces, and again, we're talking big dogs, it was a crane situation. We can move them and we could store them. I talked to the Parks Department. The Parks Department's boneyard where they have shovels and, you know, pavers is directly to the east of this, so distance isn't that far, but weight is a lot. We could store them there. Or we could find a place similar to where Tully was working, because he did that project. There's 3 of them, Kestrel's Way, Details of Nature, and this one's in the middle. We could find a place that's close, that is not going to be remediated, and then put the infrastructure down, and then move it before they start construction. They're still in planning phase and have given us, how many years have we been talking about it? We've known that this is coming for some time, but now the rubber is meeting the road. So we need to start looking at it. So if someone is interested in serving as a task force member to work on this with me, that would be great. If not, I can bring back some recommendations. Right now, so here's Sunset, here's the Parks Department. Details of Nature is like right here, and then you can take this path down, you can go this way up this path, that's where Listening Stones is. And then Kestrel's Way did I do the other one? I didn't do the other one. Well, okay, so Prairie Underground, same artist, is over here, and then up here is Kestrel's Way. All the same artist. And so this is where Kestrel's Way is right here.
Oh, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. And then this is Hover. So the river is going to stay here, and that is not being changed. The amount of space for the listening stone parabola to function correctly how it's supposed to, which is you sit in the parabola and you are able to hear the river, could be successful from close to Kestrel's Way. So we know this is true. We know that we very likely could investigate an ADA compliant walkway or such to be able to get to Listening Stone. So we could investigate that. Again, the other option, so this is my picture of that's existing to Kestrel's Way, and then this is, or Kestrel's Way is over here, and then this is where you listen to the birds. That's what it looks like right now. The other option is to put it in storage, and then we could put infrastructure in during the construction project and then reinstall it. Does that make sense? Am I saying this correctly?
Yes.
And what you're looking for is someone else to help you make those decisions,
or make a recommendation
make a
to this group.
recommendation to this
Yeah.
group.
Yeah. Or I can work with the, I can figure out about how much it will cost and bring that back to you, and then you can decide that way. The infrastructure is going to be the infrastructure, right? The cost of that is going to be the cost of that. But it's the moving piece of it. If we move it from where it is to where it's going to be, it'll be one trip. If we're moving it out, storing it, and moving back, and then installing it, it's 2.5 trips. But storage isn't far. So,
Is anyone fascinated by this?
the other piece is this does not have to be decided right now. If you are, since the weather's been so lovely, if you're interested in going and walking it, I could send you a map, and you could go take a look, and then bring it back if you're interested along the way.
Is it for sure gonna go right
No.
there? Okay.
These are just
That's the
the
first
option. When the project manager and I walked it, this area is close to where, because the artist has this, it was like one project, so this piece, Kestrel's Way, and in fact, gather enough people, which is here, was here. They're all close together.
Is Kestrel's Way moving?
No.
Okay.
Yep, that's why it was one of those suggestions of.
But Kestrel's Way is so hard to
That
get
would be
to.
a challenge.
Which one's Kestrel?
It's an actual
Like a bird.
bridge made into stones on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then a bridge that
Mhm.
crosses over.
So, actually, the more that I think about it, because this isn't something that has to be decided right now, I think if everybody could just maybe, anybody who's interested, go take a walk. Because the other point that the project manager said is that the listening stones could go downstream, down east, downstream, yeah. Downstream, yeah.
Yes.
To the east, so past Isaac Walton, we could start looking on the other side.
We need to have something over there.
So it's just one of those. It's coming. The day is coming, but it's not right now. So if anybody's really interested, let me know. But maybe I'll just send you some maps
Yeah.
and
Sounds
some,
like a good
and some
idea.
bullet points.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Maps and bullets.
Already know we're going
Got
to
it.
dogs out there.
Okay. And we're in maintenance updates, just so you know. Okay. Defiance. Thank you, Eve. Was doing her maintenance report, and Defiance column got hosed with some sort of paint. So I'm working on that. And then also Pavia's piece in Fox Meadows. We're gonna have to look at the stone that's over there and see about some maybe imperfections and to be fixed, but I don't know exactly. So,
Is it the faux boulder?
yeah.
It's the faux boulder.
Yeah, it's,
Oh.
it's cracking.
So it's under warranty because of workmanship warranty, and we haven't had a lot of moisture, which is really interesting. And there's no like irrigation that's hitting it. So just so you know, that's one of the things that is being considered for maintenance. That's all of a sudden come jumping up. And then I'm just going to keep going. So then also from an administration report, you do have possibly 3 potential donations that are coming your way. The one that has some legs is a woman who has actually her family has donated something to Art in Public Places before. It was on behalf of her mother, Nancy Nixon. It's outside of the library on the northeast corner. It's a bronze figurative piece of a woman with a child. And so the family would also like to commemorate some of their family members with hopefully like a bench, but art bench. So the family has contacted and is working with Timu Meng. He is not in your collection at present. I actually served on a selection panel for another community and selected one of his works. There are a number of them close by. He tends to do these steel and aluminum. They tend to be bird-ish figures, very natural looking. So these are some of the things that he's done in other communities. And this is the very early conceptual way, I guess, that they're considering going. So it's not on the table right now because we have a whole, of course, application or document that needs to be filled out of the direction that they're going. But same thing holds true. So I can either bring that to you for recommendation, or if somebody is interested in sitting with me and reviewing some of these things as they come in, we can do that. So this is just kind of right now it's just an FYI. Yeah, so if anybody...
So they have a process by which they would tell us what they're going to do, and we have to, and our board has to accept it. Or ask for revisions.
So the way it would happen is they fill out the donation form, which includes, hey, are you going to be pouring the plinth, or are we financially responsible for pouring the plinth? We are responsible for figuring out like where it would go and it would be an appropriate place. It's not, hey, we want it here at McIntosh Lake. All of those bits, and then they would supply basically everything that you get when you go through the selection panel process. The artist brings you the renderings, the structural, weight, dimensions, all of the dimensions, so we know about where it would fit, and then we find a place for it, and then you can accept it, and we kind of move forward from there. But again, this is like way early conceptual, but it's the direction, direction that they're discussing.
Okay.
Should it?
It's not a bus stop, is it?
It isn't.
It does kind of look like a
I know, that's what I was thinking. After looking at
maybe they want to put it in a hot spot.
I understand that this is some sort of lily pad situation that could be seeded, and then there's like fish and tortoise or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I'll just tell you right now, from an entrapment perspective, and there are going to be conversations. So again, very, very early.
There is no way that's gonna be anything other than a trash holder.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had that conversation.
that blows in plus whatever anybody decides.
And from a maintenance perspective, like, are we interested in going and pulling leaves out of that? But again, we don't need a task force right this second. If anybody were super interested in joining me in these early conversations, please by all means. But just know that this is coming your way, and this has legs. The other ones are very preliminary. So,
Nice.
All right, and I think close. Sorry, 150, 250. There has been a discussion about how we can participate in 150, 250, and even marketing and communications thought adding the theme as a possible entry for shock art is a really great way of going about it. We have discussed that limiting the theme for shock art, we get way less applications when we limit. But it could be that an artist could contribute, a shock art of general theme or 150, 250, and then we just commit to purchasing a 150, 250 box. Yeah, and
We
then
did that before with the electric.
the power lines. Yeah, and we received like less than a handful of applications specifically for that. I will say The messaging on it, of course, will be really important when we're talking about celebrating Longmont and America and Colorado, for imagery's sake. But I think that there's a lot to celebrate here in Longmont as we go forward. So that's just a decision that you all have to make if you would like to add shock art as our 150-250 contribution. There will be a citywide initiative for spreading the messages of the various ways, including museum programming, that Longmont and the city is celebrating 150-250. So this would just be like couched and included in that. So that's why it's coming to you early, is so we can include that in press releases and such. So I think that that's a decision that you all do in fact have to make.
Just the decision, do we make the whole shock art that for this year 150-250, or just that we have one box?
I mean, it's up to you. You could. I would say.
Bad idea. Boxes.
We would say it could be an one entry. I'm saying this. I mean,
You could even
one
say
selection
at-
of the winners.
Yeah.
You could do this, or you could also submit something in this theme.
And I think you could even say we will commission at least one.
Yeah.
So then if you do get a lot of very strong submissions in the 150-250,
Yeah.
and the community when they vote heavily that way, then it's your purview, but it's either kind of a yes or no. And then to your point, we haven't had great participation, even from our kind of regulars, when we limit the theme to just that. And there would be an added review process for submissions. So it's up to you. And that I promise is the last thing I have.
What about the hidden path install?
We're going to install hidden paths on Steam Trails this spring. So, but from a shock art perspective,
Okay.
does anybody feel strongly that we should or should not?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think it's a new audience for that universal kind of state birthday celebration. It's one of those things where when's this going to happen again?
Well, that might be question.
I'll just that's all I'm going to say.
Look, our democracy made it to 250.
Day later, turn off the lights.
I just, personally, I just find it very hard to get enthusiastic about this. So maybe I'll just recuse myself. There you go.
Well, I went to the governor's listening sessions last spring, my wife and I, and they had one in Boulder at the library there. We suggested all kinds of things about like Callahan and Penny's and others as they were trying to figure out that bridge thing originally, and then some other aspects of how to put art around the Capitol that was more associated with some of the different communities around here and that had a big presence. So the governor's community outreach guy, Sal Tapia Vega, is also a city council member in Lafayette. So they took their some of those ideas and everything when they're trying to do something around the art in public places aspect of it. And Longmont will be somewhere in there in that, is what I was told.
Yeah, but when Eric and I have sat in on Boulder County, there's a consortium, I guess you would say, of
The
museums
consortium of the city.
and of the county.
Yeah, nonprofits and museums
Right.
that are all planning 150, 250 events, and we meet periodically to talk about what's in the works.
I think that there would be some extended reach of this is how Longmont is participating to reach cultural and artist creative minds in kind of our a little bit further than our pond.
Well, maybe we just have a paragraph on the shock art announcement for this year saying this is a possible theme.
So,
choose
We have
one.
to commit, don't we?
yeah, we need to commit because, there have to be procedures for, you can apply to both. You can
Yeah.
apply to
Yeah.
one or the other.
What did we do?
We're gonna
for
do
the-
at least one.
The power line.
You get it one or the other.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can submit to this
Mhm.
or that.
we should mirror that, I think.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. 'cause
Or
that's
Angela was
precedence.
suggesting you could do both, right?
No,
Or no, you didn't?
Well,
Okay,
I
so
thought you just
I thought
used-
that's what you said.
I mean, you could,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
could
The
decide
artist can't.
to do both. Like, you could decide to tell artists they could do both, but
Oh, yeah.
You don't.
I think
Okay, so-
I think we should just say, artists, you can do
One or the
one
other.
or the other.
Sure, sure.
Great. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
Should we do a motion to extend at this point?
I don't. I think if we can
Okay, then.
clean this up, we do. Yeah, we're at 4 minutes
We're all
left.
the time. All right.
I'm gonna be
Right, so
quick.
everybody, okay, all right, everybody gets 30 seconds if we want to make any commissioner comments or hear from Sean.
You want to extend the meeting?
Yeah, we can
Just
just,
procedural sake.
all right, can someone make a motion to extend the meeting? Like, we don't have to use it 15 minutes, but we could just say 15 minutes. We don't have to use it all though. No one wants to.
You can make a motion yourself, even as chair.
Well, it looks like nobody's
All right,
going
well,
to
let's just, all right, so,
All right, go.
does
All right.
anyone want to make a motion to include shock art as a theme for at least one shock art box for the 2026?
I will motion that.
Thank you, Randy.
Mhm.
Seconded. Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
Yes.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, all right,
11.
all right, great.
0.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, go, Sean.
Okay,
Hi, Scott.
All
Welcome.
okay, so this is the third time I've been on the Art in Public Places. In my first term in 2007 to 2011, I served on it and then I served on it while when I came on when Marsha Martin was kind of out, and then now. So, I've worked with some of you, like Trish, and I know my father served with you, I think, years ago on this too. He was also instrumental in bringing Art Public Places to Longmont. So,
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
so welcome. I'm glad,
Yeah.
we're all glad to see you again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, we put you at the end because we thought you were going to be late.
No, that was me. I told you that, and then I was like,
It's okay.
why did you ask that? Because I told you.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate our city council liaison, and we are interested in everything you bring to us, for sure.
Excellent.
Okay. We want to hear the background poop on what's going on in the city council.
I'll be there.
Okay, all right. Any commissioners' comments? Does anybody have any burning thing they want to report on? I went to the swearing in of the new council members and the swearing in of the new mayor. It was real fun. So if you ever want to go to city council, it's almost worth it. You don't have to stay the whole time. Keeping in mind, everything we get invited to is really fun, and you find out, you learn and see more stuff about how the city works, which is part of my reason for wanting to be on AIPP in the first place.
Next week is open forum.
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, that'll be it. Fruitful.
If you're having trouble sleeping at night. Sorry.
Okay, don't forget to keep your hours and tell Britt your hours. These do go to having to do with the federal funding for the museum and
No, it's state, it's SCFD requirements.
It's fine.
that's a federal program. No?
Oh,
It's not?
yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right, well, anyway, it helps with the museum.
Yes.
Okay, anybody else? All right, motion to adjourn?
Here.
Okay, Teresa, second?
Teresa's out of here.
Second? Nobody?
Sorry.
All in favor?
Let it keep going.
All in favor? All right, good job, everybody. What a lot of content tonight.